Philadelphia News, team of my heart.
You know that feeling when you've been waiting for the Sixers to finally make a move that actually makes sense? When every headline feels like another promise that fades before it turns into something real? Well, today, something different happened. And if you're a real Sixers fan, you might just feel a spark you haven't felt in a while. But before I tell you who it is, let me ask you this. What if I told you that the Sixers might have quietly added someone who could completely change the rhythm of this roster? Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You've heard this before, but stay with me, because this one hits different. For months, you've watched the same story play out, the same ups and downs, the same names being thrown around in every Sixers news headline, every trade rumor. You've been patient, maybe even skeptical. You've seen players come and go, flashes of promise that never quite became what they were supposed to be. And deep down, you've wondered, when will this team finally find that missing piece? Not a superstar, not another experiment, but someone hungry enough to fight for Philly. Now imagine this, a player built for resilience, someone who's taken every rejection, every doubt, every setback, and turned it into fuel. A guy who knows what it's like to have everything on the line. He's not coming in to take headlines. He's coming in to earn minutes, to earn trust, to earn your respect. That's the kind of story that Philly fans live for. You could already feel it, can't you? See, this signing isn't about hype. It's about hunger. It's about that quiet kind of confidence that doesn't need to shout to be heard. It's about a player who knows that wearing the Sixers jersey means proving yourself every single night. And right now, that's exactly the kind of energy this locker room needs. You've seen the frustration in the fan base, the doubt after every loss, the endless questions about rotations, and the constant waiting for a real spark. Nick Nurse has been searching for guys who will do the dirty work, who will make the extra play, who will fight for every inch on the court. And this new face? He might just be the kind of guy who does exactly that. Think about the pain of last season, the injuries, the disappointments, the what-ifs. Think about how many times you sat there asking yourself if this team still had that Philly grit, the one that doesn't quit, that doesn't fold under pressure. This move, it's not about a name, it's about a message. The Sixers aren't just chasing stars anymore. They're building a culture. One brick, one player, one fight at a time. This new addition fits that mold perfectly. He's got that underdog energy, that prove everyone wrong mentality. And if you've been following Sixers news, you know those are the players who always end up making the biggest difference when it matters most. You've seen how unpredictable the NBA can be. One signing, one hungry player, one spark, and everything shifts. This might be that kind of moment. Quiet on paper, but loud in impact. The kind of signing that feels small now, but could echo through the entire season if it clicks. What makes this story even better? The fact that it didn't come from a headline-grabbing trade or a superstar chase. It came from belief. Belief that sometimes the right fit matters more than the biggest name. And if you know anything about Philly basketball, you know how powerful that kind of belief can be. Now, I'm not saying this player will walk in and fix everything overnight. But what I am saying is that he brings something this team has been missing. That fire, that edge, that willingness to do whatever it takes to stay on the court. And for a city that demands effort, heart, and hustle, that's exactly what you've been asking for. Here's the thing. Every roster move tells a story. Some are about rebuilding, others about taking chances. This one? It's about redemption. About giving a second shot to someone who refuses to let his career fade out quietly. And maybe, just maybe, that's the kind of story that'll remind you why you fell in love with this team in the first place. You can already sense it in the tone around the team, a quiet optimism, a feeling that something's shifting, that the pieces are starting to align. And as this player steps into that locker room, you can bet every single guy in there knows he's coming with something to prove. So here's my challenge for you. Don't skip ahead. Don't guess too fast. Watch closely, listen carefully, and see if you can figure out who I'm talking about. Drop your guess in the comments below and tell me at what moment you realized who the new addition is. Because by the time I reveal it, you'll see why this signing might just be one of the smartest moves Daryl Morey has made in a long, long time. And if you've ever believed that second chances can spark something special, you won't want to miss what's coming next. You ever notice how the most powerful stories don't start with fanfare? They start in silence. A kid grinding in the shadows, a dream hanging by a thread, a hope that refuses to die. That's what this move feels like, doesn't it? Something quiet, but you can sense the storm behind it. And you, watching this, you've been here before, hoping that maybe this time the Sixers front office got it right. You remember the feeling when a new signing gets announced and you instantly start scrolling through highlights, trying to figure out who this guy is, what he brings, what he could become. And then that mix of curiosity and doubt sets in. Can he really make a difference? That question, it's sitting right there in your mind right now. Because, let's be honest, you've seen players come through Philly who had the skills, but not the fire. The Sixers have been missing that spark, that unrelenting energy that keeps the game alive even when everything feels like it's slipping away. You want someone who doesn't care about the spotlight, someone who just wants to earn it. Nick Nurse has been searching for that kind of mindset. Someone who will run through screens, chase rebounds like they're gold, and never take a possession off. That's what this signing is all about. It's not about fame, it's about fit. It's about a player who knows what it means to start at the bottom, to take the hard road just to get another shot. You've probably seen those Sixers news alerts, right? The ones that pop up and make you wonder, is this the move that changes everything? Most of the time, it's just noise. But this one feels personal. It's the kind of move that tells you the Sixers are thinking deeper, not chasing headlines, but chemistry. Because you can't build a championship culture on talent alone. You need hunger. You need players who play every game like it might be their last. And that's exactly what this guy embodies. He's been doubted, overlooked, tossed around. Yet here he is, walking into Philly with something to prove and nothing to lose. Think back to what makes this city special. It's not the glitter, it's the grit. It's the heart, the noise, the loyalty. You've stayed through heartbreaks, through rebuilds, through trades that made you question everything. You've earned the right to demand effort. And this new face, he's exactly the kind of player who understands that demand. The Sixers locker room right now is a mix of veterans who've seen it all and young guys fighting for a name. But every once in a while, a player walks in who bridges that gap, who plays like he's got something to prove to everyone. And you can bet that this guy is about to make everyone take notice. Picture him in that uniform, stepping on the Wells Fargo Center floor for the first time, feeling the crowd rise, hearing that roar that only Philly can bring. He knows this city doesn't hand out love easily. You've got to earn it. And that's exactly what he's ready to do. Now here's where it gets real. This move didn't come out of nowhere. There was a cost. Another young player had to go. When the Sixers requested waivers on Imani Bates, it wasn't just a transaction, it was a statement. A reminder that in Philly, nothing is guaranteed. Every spot, every minute, every chance has to be fought for. And that's where the emotion hits, right? Because you know how much potential Bates had. You saw flashes. You wanted him to succeed. But this league isn't about flashes. It's about consistency. It's about finding the player who won't just fit in, but will fight for his place. And then that mix of curiosity and doubt sets in. Can he really make a difference? So, when Daryl Morey made this move, it wasn't just about stats or names. It was about attitude, about betting on someone who's been through the grind, who's tasted both failure and redemption, and still comes back hungry. Someone who knows that a second chance in Philly is never just a chance, it's a test. And that's what makes this so powerful, because this isn't just another signing. This is a reminder of what the Sixers have always stood for: resilience, grit, and the belief that hard work always finds a way to shine. So, now the suspense is over. The name you've been waiting for? It's MarJon Beauchamp, a player who's walked through every setback and still shows up ready to fight. That's the kind of story you can't fake.
That's the kind of player Philly falls in love with. Now tell me, do you believe this was the right move? Do you think Beauchamp has what it takes to earn a real role in Philly's rotation? I want you to drop your thoughts down in the comments. And if you've watched this far, type the word grit below so I know you're part of the fans who believe in the grind, not the hype. Because if this move works out the way I think it could, the story of MarJon Beauchamp in Philadelphia might just be getting started.